viewers of Civic Space TV, welcome to Women Rise, Women at the Front Lines. My name is Naika Madrin, and I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm so excited. I have, a public figure. She doesn't want us to say it like that. But yeah, we've seen her on TV, we've seen her so in so many places. Yeah, she is a role model to many. I hope so. Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah. Yes. Today I have Diana Kahunde Atenyi. Diana is a Ugandan film and television actress. You're welcome, Diana.
Thank you so much,
You look so lovely.
Thank you, you too.
Behind the cameras, we are telling her she doesn't age. She still looks, the Annette of Hostel.
Wow, 10 years ago.
Yeah. So happy to have you, Diana.
I'm humbled to be here.
Welcome.
First of all, you said Atenyi. How do you know my pet's name? That's an inside thing.
We know. You see, I told you, you're the figures that you look at. Yeah, this is the person. Yeah.
That's
so humble
lovely
to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Women Rise is a platform for the young woman. It's a mentorship space.
Yes.
So we've hosted so many ladies on this platform, and they've shared their stories, their journeys, and we believe through storytelling, there's so many lives that are impacted.
Yeah.
One or two people are watching us, and they'll pick a leaf from your story.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward
Yes.
to enjoying this. Diana has acted in several movies. Most of the famous ones are Bed of Thorns, Tosirika. This is a Ugandan film that featured, they addressed gender-based violence and domestic violence. She's an advocate of young women. Women, not only young, but women. She told me she loves women, so we are really so happy. Hostel, Chadala, Hostel, someone called her Annette here. Yeah, so looking forward to enjoying this conversation. Diana, how do you describe yourself?
Well, I'm glad you've not said in one word or in 3 words. That would be really hard.
Yeah.
I'm enthusiastic about what I do. I'm passionate. I'm God-fearing. I'm a child of God, and I'm very consistent and persistent in everything that I do.
Okay.
Yeah, we could go on and on and on. You need to say stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm hardworking, and I'm an advocate for women. I'm an advocate for mental health.
Oh.
And yes, and yeah, I love God. And I love fashion, so I do Kahunde's closet. It's an African clothing line.
Okay.
I didn't come with anything today, but it's something that I love to do as well. It brings out the real African woman, if I should say that, the boob, the hips, the what, like embracing
African,
womanhood.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I am bold like that. There is so much that I do as well. So to describe myself, I think I'll just stop at enthusiastic about everything that I do in the different spheres of life. Yeah.
Wow. We start from there. Childhood journey. Take us through. Where do you come from? Where did you grow up from? Which schools did you attend?
Yes. I come from a Christian background. I was born in Mulago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Kaloli.
Ah.
So I feel very much saying Wakulina Wanonga Kaloli. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm born here. I've been to primary school, to Kitante Primary School. Actually, YMCA was a nursery school for many who don't know.
Okay.
You Gen Zs, yeah. So that was my nursery school, and it was really nice. And then I went to secondary. We have to say some schools I leave out and I feel bad, but I went to Bugema. I went to Kisubi High. I went to let me see what to leave out. I went to Uganda Christian University. Yeah, so basically that's it. Childhood, I appreciate my parents for allowing me to play and explore my creativity. They made us, dolls. My mom used to sew for us dolls, and we used to play with them as like babies. So we learned how to handle other human beings through that.
Yeah.
And then I used to imitate my teachers.
Oh.
Yeah, right from a very, very young age. And we did not know that I would end up being an actress.
Yeah.
So I used to come home, borrow my brother's shades. He had very nice, cool shades. So I would wear them and imitate Miss Kichoncho. She was one of my favorite teachers in school. And, I would always hold them and push them back like she did.
Okay, so Diana, what was so exciting about your childhood? That moment that you remember, and yes, it excites you up to now.
I'm still excited about being let free. The freedom to be creative.
Yeah.
I played games. Sibanja. I do not command.
You enjoyed to the maximum.
I enjoyed to the maximum.
Okay.
We learned how to cook through playing. You know those things, they were like bukebe.
Yeah.
I found my bigger siblings using them, putting in rice and whatever, and then making a little fire. Oh, those memories are I cherish them so much. I remember imitating my teachers. There was the teacher, Miss Kichoncho. She had specs, and I didn't have. So I used to borrow my brother's shades. They were very cool shades, like from a movie.
Yeah.
So I used to push them like she did, and then I would imitate everything that they would do. I would collect all the dolls in their home, put them, strategically, very calculatively, and then I would teach them what I was learning in school. And then my mom would get me chalk, and then there was a blackboard, and I would just go through all the things that I have learned. So I imitated my teachers, and they used to nickname me teacher. My mom and her friends and her workmates, So they used to call me teacher. They thought I would become a teacher. But as life went on, I did not want to be a teacher.
You didn't want, what did you want to be when you were growing up? Is there anything in particular? And
well, there was a point at which I wanted to be like a savior, like I think advocating for something. So I used to like lawyers, because they represent people and stuff like that. So I became so opinionated. I'm opinionated. I believe that everyone is entitled to their opinion, and arguing out, with brains, not just talking for, but thinking, and then having something to say that makes sense. Yeah, so I think it's what I wanted to do. Maybe because my brother is a lawyer now, or because he talked about it much, or maybe we watched lots of stuff like that. Yeah, and then at some point, I did not have like a specific thing.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to be a teacher because I loved the way my teachers, behaved, and then when they did something wrong, I didn't want to be a teacher anymore. And then that's when the love for being a lawyer came in. And then after that, I wanted to design, from a very young age. I think I still even have those materials where I used to draw my fashions and things like that. Yeah, so
here you are, you're in the film industry.
Yeah,
is there anything in your childhood that led you to, you think inspired you or influenced you to the person you are today?
I think most of the things that happened in my life, in my family, around me, I now use film as an escape, like solace, like an scapegoat. How can I call it? Yeah. So there are things, that actually happened. That this is now like a shield. Since I could not confront Madrin and say you did this, but I can write a movie and now confront Madrin in the film. That's the escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when do you begin acting? Where is the idea even? Where does it come from?
Yeah. Well, in Kitante, we had music, dance, and drama, especially in the third term. So I was most lively then. And then there were little auditions that were done. I think I was in P2. Yes, in P2.
P2.
Yes. Wow. And then, but in P2 I mostly did conducting, conducting choir and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But I did act as well. And then when I got that award for Best Conductress lower school, it boosted my confidence. And then in P5, I acted as a nurse. And my mom is a nurse. So that was something big for me. That was my first role that I can remember. And then I liked how I felt. I liked that I was imitating and I was not living my life in that particular moment. And yet I was passing on a message. So that is not when I realized. When I realized though was during Hostel, the auditions came and were like, let's just try. Yeah, let's try our luck. Michael, your senior, was a friend to my dad. My dad is late. So thank you. He advised me to go for those auditions. He said, Doctor, there are auditions, go and try, because I had told him that I want to act. So I go for these auditions and I'm like, you're young, you're just trying anything that comes by. Yeah. And then I received a message at about 5 p.m. saying, oh, you've gone through the first stage. And I'm like, really? Are they sure they're not making a mistake? Yeah, so when they called me back, so there were several, they call you back a couple of times to really sieve who they want. When I did my first episode, it was very hard on set. I was nervous. Everybody else was a celebrity. I was with the kudos. All of them had been on TV and I was the only green girl. I was like, I'm lost. I'm lost. And when that episode aired and it went viral, that is when I knew I could act. Yeah, that's when the love actually began. Yeah, the actual love began. Yeah.
So what was your first role? Which role did you?
Before that, I had done something before, but it didn't, with some Germans actually. But I think it was a training. I think God was training me without me actually knowing. I worked with some Germans in Ginger, and the role was a girlfriend to this how do they call them? Kushites, like half German, half Ugandan. He's leaving the country and I have to cry and I have to, give him all these options of you can stay and stuff like that. So that was my first role and I was crying at the a railway in Ginger. Yeah, that was my first role in film.
Crying.
Yes.
I want to cry.
But I didn't cry because I had not understood the dynamics of acting, how to get into character. I just looked the role and I was available, so they were like, come and do it, Yeah. So I didn't cry. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was so horrible. Yeah, and then that was my first role in film.
Okay, so your first role in film, which persons did you look at? People who mentored you or people who inspired you in the Ugandan film
I'm
industry?
not going to lie to you.
By then,
no one. Okay, no. Kahunde. Kahunde, Vicky, Sabrina. That's Life Matter.
Yes.
We used to watch it from under that, under the chairs because we're not allowed to be awake at 10 p.m. So yeah, those people inspired me. They were really catchy. They were teaching a lot. I'm not going to say that cartoons didn't contribute. Maybe they did. Yes, they did with dialect. Cartoons teach a lot. I think I learned so many expressions from them, especially Lion King. Up to today, I can watch it. Lion King, Popeye the Sailor Man, DuckTales, what were those other cartoons? You know, they're still here now, but that time I was watching them to enjoy, but later I realized,
Yeah.
I need to, you know, when you do method acting, you remember a certain character and how they reacted, and you use that to enable your role at the moment. Yeah, for example, if I'm going to act somewhere as a TV presenter, I'll remember Madryn and how she was carrying herself, and then I borrow those mannerisms and use them to make that character come alive. Yeah, so I would say that's Life Matu,
Yeah.
because I think it was the thing that was showing then, and I think it's showing on some TVs now as well. Yeah, but that is those are the characters I can remember. Ugandan. I don't remember any other, because that I was even just stealing myself to watch.
True.
Yeah.
You talked of cartoons, cartoons you used to watch. Should we say you still go back and watch some of these?
When I get time,
Yeah.
I watch because also what I've realized is there's a lot of evolving going on, and through cartoons you can even know certain political you know, things that are going on, things maybe about women, maybe children, maybe men. Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen this cartoon of Veronica. Veronica office series, but it's cartoon, but she's teaching about how you need to know your rights as a woman in an office space, but it's a cartoon. And I realized that, okay, I should have done better in a certain situation from this cartoon. Yeah, she stands up for herself as a woman, tells her boss, no, if you're asking me for extra time, are you going to pay? You know, the right questions to ask. Things that we don't ask as women, because we've been marginalized, we've been, you know, branded as the weaker vessels and things like that. So we rarely ask. So when they decide that, we are going to give you 1 million, you just say, okay.
Yeah.
But a man,
Don't say anything.
he will stand there and be like, no, I have responsibilities. I have this and this and this and this. If you're not giving me 5 million, find someone else. And if he knows he's good and he is good at his job, he's going to stand on his 2 feet and say, I'm going to do this. So yes, cartoons, that's are really good. That is what it's a medium that is being used even to spread wrong propaganda. You know, there are certain other people who are using it to teach children certain behaviors. Yes, so it is something that is that I looked up to, and I still do when I can, especially DuckTales, what Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I like them. I go back once in a while. It's also a stress relief.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. Okay. So what was your first film? Was it Hostel?
No. Hostel was my first series. Yes.
Okay.
So that first film that I told you about with Germans, I don't even remember the title. I call it the film with the Germans. But the first film in film club was Belated Trouble. Because with that, sorry, not Belated Trouble. Sorry.
I see.
It
There's so
was-
many in the line.
It was Before I Die.
Okay.
Yes, that was the first film I did.
Before I Die.
Yes.
Let me write it down.
Hey,
I have
where
to
will you
look for
find it?
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the series that brought you to light, Hostel. Many of us saw you in Hostel. How was it? How was the experience? First of all, getting this role, you told us Michael Awuyo
Yes.
recommended. But then, how was the experience acting in this TV series?
Do you have time? Let me start from the beginning. Anyway, to cut the long story short,
Yeah.
the experience was really good, and I will forever be indebted to Fast Track Productions, because they gave me everything that I needed to know about film. They trained me for quite a long time before we actually started shooting. I guess we were waiting for certain things, but they were that bright to be like, as we are waiting for companies to sign on and come on as sponsors, let's keep these actors engaged, so that by the time they say action, the real action, we are ready. So I was given shows to look at. For example, they gave me Generations, and the case study was Queen.
Okay.
Because Annette, I think, was kind of supposed to, be, bubbly. Actually, that was the role. She was supposed to be bubbly and sweet, and yet, unapologetically blunt. Yeah, so that was one of the experiences that really helped. Watching Queen over and over again helped me to get into that character. They also taught us things off screen, how to speak, how to project your voice, how to breathe, how to react, body language, etiquette in public, how we should, orator skills, costume, how to, dress in public. There was quite a number of things that they taught us, like a whole package. And I remember Soleya Munyanat saying, she was the creative director, I remember her saying, you see, this show is going to blow out. And we're thinking, yeah, it's Uganda, Well, like, please, go bye. And she was telling us, it's going to blow out, and you're going to get fame. People are going to want to dine with you, are going to call you for interviews and things like that. But how are you going to present yourself? So she took us through those specific things. She was warning us about men and how they're going to come sweet talking us with the money, with certain things, be careful and all that. So because for me, I had the fear of my mother living in me, it was easy for me to listen to her and fear other men. Yeah, so it was a lot that companies, I've not worked with any company that has given me that time and that opportunity to learn how to even bargain for for your pay, for your contract and things like that. So yeah, that is what we went through. And then there was rehearsals, also reading through the script, understanding. And then there were, during the rehearsals, there were so many things that we had to do. Like I said, projecting, shouting, yelling. What is the difference between screaming and shouting? Your eyes when you talk to somebody, when you're lying, which side would you look? Specific things that are very small, detailed, and I think they really helped us. I'll talk for myself. I don't know about others. They really helped me to do that homework and understand. They taught us about respect on set, things that people take for granted. General etiquette. There's a lot. It was a lot. I could write a book.
You should write a book for us.
I'm on it.
So Diana, how do you fit in a role? How does someone fit in a role? What does it take? And this is emotionally you fit in a role, and then we see this is the Annette. What does it take for you to fit in a role?
For starters, I ask either the producer or the director. I ask, why did you choose me to do the role? Why me among 5,000 actors in this country? And then they'll tell me, the things about this particular role have to be this and this. Short, chubby, funny. They give me the specific things that this person is physically. And then they also give you a profile and a Bible about this person's life, where she's from, the language she speaks, and all that yada yada. It's like a whole life, like how I've been talking about my mom, my dad, and my siblings and everything. This character has those people. So you understand that you have relatives or you don't. How do you even relate to them? And besides that, what is the best food of this person? What is their favorite food, favorite color? How do they dress? How do they speak? Are they British? Are they American? Are they Ugandan? Are they Mugisu? For Annette was a Mugisu, so I had to learn some Mugisu. So once all that is in play, now how do you fit into what has been described as Annette? She's bubbly. She's an orphan. She doesn't even know if she has relatives somewhere. So you start understanding that I have to be bubbly. Do I know someone that is bubbly in my life? Oh, Madrin is bubbly. How does she talk? Then you start to imitate that person in your brain, and then you bring it to life. There's some, for me, I have stages into getting into a character now. Then I did not, have everything like on top of my fingertips. But having to divide Kahunde Diana to the roles that I'm doing, you have to leave Kahunde that side. Problems, rent, landlord, boyfriend, issues of, and then be in this character of she's an orphan, but she's bubbly. Those two, it's rare to find. So, first of all, understand how would an orphan that is bubbly behave? Is she sulking or she's not? So there is a lot to understand and put in play. And, put on an over. Jewa Beulila, who was my first director in Hostel, kept telling us to put on an overall. And while you're wearing it, when you come on set, you're saying, Annette Nandutu, she's bubbly, she's an orphan, she does this and this and this and this. So when you get, it is not a physical, but it's like in your head. You're saying, she does this, she does this, she does this. Okay, they're going to give me lashes that are very long. That's not Kahunde, it is Annette. You have to accept that. She eats a lot. I don't like what they're giving me to eat. But it's Annette. It's not Kahunde. Yeah? So you get into that. You have to get into that. I love doing this, right? Yes. You are your best counselor. And also, how far am I going to go to make this believable? For me, the one thing I didn't want to do is get on screen and no one believes that is that person. Yes. So I was praying to God that I don't want to look like a fool, because the people who watch will easily tell you, okay. Yeah.
So, Diana, all the things you're talking about, to me, it seems like it takes some good time.
It does.
How long does it take to make a film or even a TV series? How long?
It depends on it depends. Yeah, there are some films that are shorter than others. Some may be in one location, others have 50 locations. So you can't specify. Also, sometimes if you have a deadline, then you will know how many days you will need to shoot. Okay. So it's not something that is specific.
Of all the roles you've acted and seated in, which role did you like most?
Annette.
I
liked it. Because it gave me freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew nothing. And by the time, after 4-5 years, I was totally changed. And I want to get to a place where by the time I leave, I've learned something. I've become better. It gave me I learned so many things from that role. Yeah.
And which role was most, challenging? The most difficult role?
The most difficult role.
I see you on, is it Choices? NTV Choices?
Yes,
yeah,
that
role.
one. That's difficult, but I think the hardest right now is the one I'm doing with Ties That Bind Us.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I'm acting, my role.
Yeah.
a wife to a Uganda man, very traditional, very sweet and calm. Oh my God, very poor. It's challenging because I also have to speak Uganda. Imagine all these things I've spoken and I have to speak them in Uganda, which is not my first language.
I know, I can tell.
It's not joke. Yeah, it's not joke.
Okay. Annette, when you're on set, what are some of the challenges you people face? You're a woman. I know issues to do with women are quite, special.
Special.
There's a lot that comes around in and out, but what do you think? Not you only as an individual, but to all the women in the film industry. What are some of the issues you think are really pressing to the women?
Well, hey, this film industry is male dominated. Yes, the men have more energy than us, so they are going to easily carry a camera. It will not be easy for me. They are easily going to carry the machines, and they're personally, I'm not going to easily come and just sit down. Kahunde, I will not, unless it is in character. So it is hard for me to easily do that, but a man will easily do that. So the roles that, especially baby back behind the camera, are mostly taken by the men. Cameraman, DOP, sound, lights, runner, So what is left is for makeup artist is a woman.
Yeah.
Continuity. Assistant over what?
Yeah.
So we end up, in fact, the directors, most of them are male. So that is a challenge. We need to pull up our socks as women to have more women doing camera, more women doing sound. And I like the fact that here I'm seeing women. I'm very proud. Yeah. So that is one of the challenges. Another one is sexual harassment is quite common. And unfortunately, we fear to speak out because we are going to they point fingers at the abused rather than confront the abuser. So there's a lot of violence in that space sexually. Some girls are raped, and others, even if you don't rape me but you touch my breast without my permission, or spank my bum, or touch me without my permission, it's still harassment. So that is another challenge that we face in this industry. Another thing is we are not paid like we should be. No matter how much they still think, woman, you have no responsibilities. But for man, he has a family, he has children. But a woman who actually brings the children into the world, the man will take care of her. She doesn't need that money. So you find that with the expertise that I have and professionalism and my CV, I should be getting 15 million per month. But because I'm a woman, they will give me 2 million. Yes. And for a man who is even not there yet, will get that money. So that is something that is absurd. Maybe at some point it will be addressed. Those are the major ones. The other one could be sponsorship and not grants, sponsorship from companies in the country, and not guidance, support from the government. The government thinks film is a joke. The creatives are a joke. They should talk to America and Nigeria, and then they will know. Hiding behind medicine and saying, oh, doctors this, doctors that, and doctors this, and yet they are being swindled, the money is being embezzled and misused. The very good doctors are in other countries. They are actually not in Uganda. There are some who are here, yes. But what of the creatives that actually hold the flag of the country everywhere that we go? So that is a challenge that even when we go for this help as women, it's not really given to us. Yeah. Of course, there are things that will get better, and there are good things also that are happening. But yeah, that is also a challenge.
Yeah. And right from that, the time, the film industry, how do you
Excuse me.
feel that, has it evolved over time? Okay, how do you rate us Uganda at the moment?
Rate. Rating, I will not. But we are getting there.
Yeah. Then what do you feel the government of Uganda can do to see that there is some, I don't know how to call it, but the film industry in Uganda grows also to what we see our neighbors do?
They have to first believe in the art.
Yeah.
They have to believe in creatives, and don't just believe without doing anything. Believe and support. Give us the parliament if we have to shoot in it. Give us buildings, the roads. Close them off. I tell you, making us pay. You know, when we are looking for money.
Yeah.
You support us fully. You know, and it should not be for specific filmmakers. It should be all round.
All around.
Yeah. I think that is where we need to start. Also allowing our children or the workshops, you know, get us workshops, you know, for the, you know, land, the professional actors, you know, all the stages. We need to, and we need to also, they need to include it in our syllabus, in the children's syllabus, because have you looked at TikTok? The majority of the people on TikTok are Ugandan youth, you know, so there's a lot of talent that is not being nurtured. So once they nurture it through a syllabus, you know, get us, the Kahundes, to go down there and teach these children from around 5 years, you will know what a child wants to do. And look at the Justin Bieber's. He was just on a piano, and look at where he is. He's one of the richest. He's probably richer than some, you know.
Could it be also because our grooming, our parents do not know that you know, there is something good into creatives or these things?
Yeah, because from a long time, sorry, did I cut you short?
No, it's okay.
From a long time, they've taken MDD as a joke. Yeah, MDD, Musiru Dala Dala, rather than music, dance, and drama. They think it's for failures, for people who, you know, have nothing else to do. They embedded this thing in our brains that if I'm not a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, what are those, a teacher, you know, if I'm not one of those four or that type of stuff, then I am a failure.
These other things are just for jokers.
Yes.
Yet there is money. There is a lot of money.
I know a friend of mine who is just doing advertising, and he was not even good in school, and he has buildings and rentals and all this stuff coming for him, and he's just a comedian.
We are stuck in office jobs.
We are stuck in office jobs, white collar jobs, because we have to have a certain cloth on our backs and certain type of shoes, and we have to look corporate, and yet it's just a hoax. You're waiting for 500, 400K per month, and there are your mates out there who even if the deal will come once in 6 months and it's like 2 billion, it is still not as good as your 400K per month or whatever it is. So we need to maybe advocate for our industry better, and the government needs to inject monies through the right channels for the students to boost their creativity. Yes. And there's a lot they can do. They can go to these schools and sensitize them and teach them about these things. Because we are all imitating someone in our lives.
Do we even have schools in Uganda that are specifically into creatives, MDD film and...
I know there is a Kampala Film School And I know there is a film course in Makerere. I don't know if there's any other university that is doing that specifically. The rest, I think, Victoria is medicine. The rest are really, really serious. So they think this is a joke, you know. We joke a lot. But there should be a university, you know, specifically, because there is so much. There are poets, there are music producers, sound alone, there is lighting, there is a lot that is put together to have a movie, a feature film done, or any other show, and yet our stuff comes out mediocre because people have not been trained, and they don't even take the initiative to go for workshops and learn. So the government needs to come in, and not just come in like give peanuts of no, they should properly invest the way they invest for medicine, the way they invest for farmers, you know, the way they think the other people are executive. That is how they need to also invest. They are doing a little bit with UCC. You know, there is a certain fund, but now I've heard the fund is even now done. So how do we develop after now the 10 years of the fund being here? Then what next? You know, it needs to be something that is constant. It needs to be budgeted and planned for every financial year. That there should be maybe organized maybe by the government. I think it was gender that was doing it. So under gender, I think that is where UCC is, where the workshops are conducted. They bring people from, I think, Nigeria, Manyasaman from over where, America, and what of the people who have been here and have actually studied. Kwezi Kaganda was a lecturer at Makerere, and what is this school? Namasagali. You know, there are those people that are legendary, that have actually gone through the fire and know exactly what we need. Those are the people that they're supposed to be investing in to teach us. You find very good directors, but they are way old. They're 60, 70. And then people are not going there to seek advice and learn from them. But we feel we can't afford them, so let's get just a random newbie because their father has money. That is the person going to be the director. Then you find we are producing mediocre work, and then we want to also be like Nigeria. It is not going to happen in a blink of an eye. So the government really, really needs to invest. Just like Nigeria, we cannot compete with Nigeria right now. You know, they invest in their costume. They do, you know, the African print that I was telling you that I am also doing. They invest in it. They make sure that in their movies they are using it. And now it has become a trend all over the world. Their music, their film. I mean, we would not know that the Nigerians do voodoo if they had not done it in their movies. They depicted it. They are so true to themselves. They are so unique that now we imitate them. There is something I want to do like Nigerians, because they have sold that to us. Now, if we want our Uganda, our Runyoro, our Choli to go out there, we need to depict from them. We need to depict from South Africa. You know, they have a very good show. I think it's Fetal Seduction. And even if you just watch without the understanding the language, you see that it has class, it has depth. They are true to their culture. And for us, we want to imitate other people. It is not going to work. If they want us to fly this flag so high, they are going to have to invest, not through doctors. You think Nigeria says, which doctor should be a Ugandan doctor? No, they are going to think of a Ugandan actress. Yes,
your own people.
They'll think about their own people first of all, and then maybe if it is an actress, that is the person who will hold the flag of Uganda.
Then away from the government, do you feel us, the people, Ugandans, have we welcomed, you know, these films, like Uganda films and TV series?
Yes, it's better. Yes, there is. I don't go a day without getting recognized for one movie or series or something. So it feels like Ugandan culture is coming back to watching, to believing in Ugandan, buy Uganda, build Uganda. I think it's a nice thing. There is that patriotism. It may not be loud because some people don't want to be recognized as they watch China Uganda, but it has improved.
I think there is some improvement.
There is some improvement, although there is a lot that needs to be done. Because the comments I get is, you people, your things are not authentic like Nigerians or South Africans. You people need to work better with depicting who we are. So we would rather watch Scandal or Suits or whichever show is showing in America rather than Choices. But Choices, we are speaking Luganda, we are dressing like normal Ugandans dress, but people are not going to give time to develop it. Watch so that you help us get better. If you don't watch and you're watching people who are already established, it says something about you. You're not patriotic. Don't even say you're Ugandan, because if you're Ugandan, you need to stand on your 2 feet and say, I am going to watch our shows, because trust me, Nigeria, you go there and see, even just in their festivals, whether they will be showing 1,000 Ugandan movies. They won't. They are patriotic, and that is what we need to do, and it has to start with us. Yes, we need to boost our industry by these kinds of interviews. It boosts the industry. Festivals, people don't even turn up. You find that people are very few. UCC puts out movies every festival for people to watch in the cinemas, and it's about 10,000 shillings or 15K, and people don't watch. You find 2 people in a cinema hall. But when it is Wakanda forever, bro,
people will pay their money to go and
50K, 150, they will fill up the place. And it also shows like at a premiere. There are some premieres that will blow out of proportion because there was a stunt, or they feel like there was a stunt. And yet, other shows, there'll be just the cast and the crew of that show that will go. So it says a lot about us, that if we want development, we need to start with us. If we want to see a change, we need to start with us. We need to go to these places. 10K? People, you have lied. But you can go to a restaurant and that day over a bar and you spend 3 million without being guilty. And Daleka is even not of Ugandan. So these filmmakers, Ugandans generally, need to check themselves. It's a reality check. It says a lot about us.
True.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, Diana, for that. And you talked about TikTok. I want to bring in the aspect of digitalization. How has it contributed to the film industry?
It's a good development, because I'm sure before WhatsApp and Facebook, there was a lot of just analog. If you don't own a TV, you're not going to watch on TV. You're not going to be able to get news and things like that. So with the introduction of digital TV, TikTok, YouTube, it has widened and broadened the spectrum for people to watch. It has also showed us that we've been joking. There is a lot of talent out there.
True. And
every day there is a new actor, actress, filmmaker, even people who just come and just say stories in different kinds of ways. That is all talent. So it has helped in a way that if you don't have time to watch, because many people say, oh, I don't have time to watch TV. In fact, that is another challenge that I hear. I don't have time to watch TV. I leave work at 5. I get home at 10. Now, with TikTok or YouTube, You can even, I think, load, is it like 1K for data?
Yeah.
And you can still watch the show. So it is something that is good. You can watch anytime, anywhere, in the bathroom, in the bedroom. You have no excuse. And our shows are there as well. We put teasers on TikTok. We put Ties That Bind Us is on YouTube. So you have no excuse unless it's something else. So I think it's a very good, for the creators of TikTok and the likes, I think it's a good place to start. Yeah, to it has helped us a lot push our work. Yeah, sometimes, or before TikTok became a thing, I mean, before COVID, it was hard to push. But now people know, oh, there is a page. They just follow and they're going to get notifications. They're going to watch. They're going to subscribe. So they'll always be able to watch. So I think it's a really good, they're really good platforms.
Then how do you balance, and how do you how do you balance your personal life, with this life? It looks like it is very much wanting.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you need to do. How do you balance, and how do you take on, you're a public face, public figure. How do you take on from all these, the people around you? Yes, I've seen Diana, I saw her. How do you take on all this?
First, I'll answer the how do I balance. I was laughing because of the way you were asking, because it's already heavy,
Yeah.
Balancing with me is scheduling. Yeah, it's something that I've learned to do, to schedule, to know that this month I'm going to do this, and this in these specific days and time. So that should be easy. Usually I'm told a month earlier, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a week, that I'm going to do this and this. So depending on the task at hand, it becomes easy. Yeah, especially for shooting. Sometimes I have really huge scripts that you have to go through, understand, and then sometimes I have like 3 shows at a time, and you have to balance them, and you have to be good at all of them, because no producer,
They're all different roles.
they're all completely different. I mean, look at Choices and Ties That Bind Us. They're completely different, and you're not going to go to Ties and give them fatigue of Choices. I'm tired, I've been on. No producer is going to listen to that. So you have to balance your time in between the shows. It's I make a joke that film is like marriage. Once you put that ring on, you have to fight through and make sure you get along. Of course, if there is no domestic violence and there is no battering and there is no those things, for me, I don't condone to. I leave immediately. I sign out of the contract. So since it's like a marriage, or it's like giving your life to Christ, you have to do all the 10 commandments, or at least try to fulfill them, and make sure that all the shows are getting the ample performance. Because if you're not performing, they are going to fire you. So there are many late nights. I'm nocturnal. Sometimes I don't sleep, and there are other things that I do besides what you see on screen. So that is how I balance them. And the other question was,
how do you deal with the fact that you're a public figure? Yes.
Well, I've come to learn, from that conversation I told you about, how Soleil taught us about etiquette and things like that. So I've come to learn that there are certain places you have to go, must go. There are some places you have to go, and there are some places you have to pass by, and other places you don't have to go. So you gauge the importance. That one is 100%, this is 80, this is 50, that one is 20. So if I don't have to go, then I will stay home. And like, what am I going to get there? How is my brand going to be envisioned there or looked at? is there a possibility of a scandal? I don't want scandals tainted on my name, although it is the way to go now. You know, with TikTok, you have to have stunts so that you know, and many people use them. But the funny thing with stunts, fans don't think it's a stunt. They think it's real. So you decide, are you going to do it or you're not going to do it? So it is hard work being a public figure. People expect you to be the way they saw you in Hostel. Hugging them. You have to be that mother hen, but that day you woke up on the left side of the bed, you have a headache, you have sinuses, your allergies are acting up, and someone expects you to be that bubbly person. So sometimes it's hard to blend the two, but you have to find a way of greeting them. And later on they'll say, oh, the day I met you, you were cold, and you're like, I smiled. But they expect the other person that they see, so they do not divide that. So it becomes hard because expectations from the public very selfish. They expect you to give 100 at all times, yet you're also human. People forget that. So it's hard time. Even the challenges you were saying for women, we have to look a certain way. You have to always be vibrant, you have to be smart. You go to a premiere in a dress you bought at 1.5, you can't wear it again, because they're going to bring you in one of those gossip whatevers, and they're like, oh, she has repeated the dress. Yet we are not even there, you know. She's putting on the same shoes, she wore them the other time, you know. So it's very demanding. You can't have the same, like I've said, same clothes. Your makeup has to be perfect at all times. You have to have a glam squad. You have to have people who dress you. And Uganda has not yet gotten to that point exactly where you have a full glam squad. The glam squad I have has been paid by my producer for that particular role. Then I have to have a glam squad for my other work. I'm coming to an interview. I have to hire everybody. Bring me this, bring me shoes, bring me, you know. For me to look, you know, so it's expensive as well. So there is knowing where to go, like I said, where to go and where not to go. And when you are minimal, when your presence is minimal, then it gives you room to grow. It gives you room to also be a judge of your character, and also understand the dynamics of the situations. For example, there is maybe something that is trending. Do you have to speak about it, or you have to keep quiet? So also there is a lot of values and principles and standards that you have to measure with. Because people are out there and they are on their clocks waiting, you know, for what you're going to say, what you're going to do. So it's demanding and it's quite expensive. But it's also good because it brings out, it helps develop, like I said, growth, and also connections, getting connections from different places, different people walking into offices without having to queue. You know, it's easier to get visas because they know she's going to come back. So there's some good things that come with it. Opportunities, you know, job opportunities. Now I don't even really do what are they called, auditions or interviews. They just call.
People just call.
So that means they believe in you. You've been consistent about what you're doing. So there are good things that come with it. The other time, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thorns, he gave me money because he's my fan, you know. So that is also a good thing. Wow.
I mean, there are also good things that come along.
There are good things.
However demanding you know.
Everyone has an opinion about you.
I tell you.
So that is, it's not easy.
Okay, so Diana, beyond your acting, I see you're an advocate for women.
Yes.
How best do you use your platform to influence young people and also, in particular, women?
Yes,
Yeah.
in particular women.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a show called Safe Haven on Play It Loud right now. We have not launched yet, but it's going to come out. So the show is about supporting women. I haven't specified it for women, but for supporting people that have been through traumatic experiences, maybe a domestic violence, maybe it was a work situation, maybe it was. So this show is a place that is a space where people can talk about their grievances. We cry, we laugh. Yes, so that is the one thing that I have been able to do, to give people the space to talk, because I was also through a traumatic experience, and I realized that I needed someone to talk to, and the nearest person I could call was in London, and so it was expensive to call to get counsel.
Yet you have people around.
Yet I have people around, but I could not trust them. So what if we have a space that someone can come and just say, you know what, I suffered, and we laugh with them and talk to them and say, it will be better, you know, is there something you'd like to share about that experience? Yes, so that is the platform that I'm using at the moment, and advocating for more women to come and share their stories, because talking is therapy. And it's not just for me, it is something that has been found out that it's therapeutic to talk. Another thing that I'm doing for women now specifically, I have a platform called Kahunde's Mastermind Class, acting mastermind class. Now women come on there, men also come. It's open, but for the women, they write their stories. The ones who don't want to maybe show their faces, but they want to be filmmakers, they write their stories, share them with me, and we are starting to write those stories into scripts and then develop them into a film. Yes, so we are looking for funds and sponsors in whatever form that anybody can come. Yeah, I started with a film about a relative who OD'd because she was going through marital issues, and she did not speak to anybody, but she was injecting herself with medicine so that she could sleep. So by the time we got to know the story, she was in the grave. So what if there was somebody who could hold her hand and talk to her? And there are so many people who have gone through that experience. So that is something that we are doing, and we want to take
mental health is something we don't really
we are like, mental health, or your mula, she will be fine, you know. And we give up on these people.
We've lost so many people.
We've lost so many people. So when you see people coming out and crying, instead of making memes out of them and laughing at them, how can we help them? We can actually sit down and say, Majin, I've heard your story. Can we do a movie out of it? First of all, you're going to get employment. Secondly, you're going to teach another woman out there what to do. I mean, like we did with Bed of Thorns. We came together as filmmakers, ladies of Uganda. What is the story? Let us, do something. I shared my story. I was okay with it. The writer knew. She added in a few things so that it's not very, very just my story. And then we did the film, and there is no other film that has had that much reception, impact. We have an award from London. So how can we come together as women? I think when women come together, the world stops. Because we are so powerful. We create, we bring children in this world, So what if we come together? What more can we do? Leave alone these, temperaments of, this one is this one is bipolar, this one, has attitude. We all have attitude. We just need to know, can we work together? Can we get to that common ground and say we have something that we are both fighting for? we have a cause, we have a campaign that we are working towards. Can we sit together and make it work? Trust me, we would go very, very far.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Diana, this is so beautiful. What's the name of the platform?
Play it loud.
No, the one where we
Oh,
write
it is
women.
Kahunde's
Kahunde.
acting mastermind.
Oh.
Yes. So we meet once a week. This year we haven't because I've been busy. Yeah, but we are planning to. We meet once a week in a month, every week, and then with that we develop. Yeah. So now because we did it last year, we are planning for the story that we got at the beginning of this year. Yeah, so we are planning to see how do we shoot this movie, how do we promote this a young woman with you know, the young filmmaker and her story. How do we help them? We were also helped, so how do we help other people realize their dreams?
Giving back. Wow, wow. My women, you've had. Okay. To a girl who is watching you and is inspired by you, wants to join the film industry, what should they focus on? How should they carry themselves? Yeah.
First of all, do they have passion? Yeah? Because there is being inspired by someone when you personally don't have the passion to do it, but you're like, since she does it, let me do it. So you have to have passion for acting, because you might have passion for clothing or makeup, but not specifically acting. So find out, do you have the passion to act? Secondly, do you know who you are? You need to read some books. There is a book, we don't teach that at the university, by a Ugandan author, Dr. Rweza Daniel. He dives into who you are. What are your temperaments? Do you know yourself? Have you got a mentor? Do you have your plans, your principles? Do you know that the one thing in life that changes, the one constant thing in life is change? Are you ready for change? Because some people don't know how to treat fame, you know? So that is in that book. And are you ready to read? Because people think acting, you just come on screen and be beautiful and say a few lines and that's it. But there is a lot of research that goes in acting. For me, specifically, if I'm given a role as a doctor, I'm going to read about the doctor lingo. You know, how do they say things? You know, there are specific words. As a lawyer, they say respondent, and you know, there is a lot that you have to read and make yourself versatile with that field. So if you think you're going to come and just read the lines of the script, it doesn't work. Because even the script has certain words you've never heard of. You have to Google them and then understand them so that you put them in the context of what the script is saying. So there's a lot of research. Are you ready to read?
Reading.
Yes, reading that you didn't want to do. Yeah. What kind of actress do you want to be? Do you want to be a comedian? Do you want to be a drama? Do you want to be thriller, horror, or all round? Then you have a lot of work to do. You have to look in the mirror and talk to yourself and tell yourself the truth. Yes, because you have to believe in yourself first and know that I'm going to do this. You know, you give yourself that endearment, those words of endearment that will help you develop, that will help you strengthen the other inner person of you, yourself. There's a lot. These are the things that we learn in the mastermind as well. What else? What roles are you going to be comfortable doing, and what roles are you not going to do? There was a very good movie that was showing somewhere, one of these TVs, and I was asked to act as a prostitute on the streets. And it's not that I felt like I'm too bad to do it. At that time or that moment, I was not able to do that role because it did not resonate with maybe my beliefs and things like that. It can also affect you in that other, since it's a small industry, a producer will tell another producer, oh, she's specific about the roles she does. Are you ready to hold your ground and say there are things I do not do? Maybe I don't kiss on screen. I don't do sex scenes. I don't maybe, are you ready? And with that, it will reduce the work that you do. So you also need to know how far can you go. There is also producers, directors, people in power, the male, that say, you have to sleep with me so that I give you this role. Are you willing to look at the ceiling for the rest of your life? Because once you do that, it's what you're going to do for the rest. Do you stand and say, no, I'm not going to do this because I know my worth? These are things women need to know before joining the film industry, because I have seen so many come and go just the way they did, because they slept with the producer, he gave them the biggest role in the film. It is going to be done in 5 years, and then what next? The next producer will be like, how do I work with this person? And buy her juice and a chindazi, a donut, and sleep with her, and then she'll work for you. So you have to have principles and standards and values. You have to be able to represent either the queen in you, or the girl in you, or the lady in you, or the fake person in you. So who do you promote? Who do you prompt? You also have to know that you have to pray. So many of these roles that we do, people think they are you're just doing them, but sometimes they rub off. I was doing Mistakes Girls Do, What If, and I was a murderer, I was vindictive and all that, and I wasn't praying, and I was actually becoming this person. I was becoming angry, I was becoming ruthless. I was like, this person did this to me, I just want to kill them. I wish I could just run over them, I wish I could just knock them with a car. So we need to remember to pray. Many people be like, religion, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to get into it. But I think it's something that is because I have experienced it, I can tell someone, Patience Ozoko. From Nigeria. She's been acting as the witch, the evil mother-in-law, the what. She had to go and pray, and in fact she's a pastor. Before she does those roles, she goes and prays, because she had to fight. There's an interview I watched that she was fighting with these demons, because they were like, this is an invite, because you're literally doing these things. They literally bring you props that are used in the shrine, corally shells, spears, and all that. So if you're not prayerful, you're going to become that person, in one way or the other. So there's a lot I could advise my girls and my fellow women out there. How you dress really speaks a lot about you. And that is how you're going to sell yourself. If you come dressed like a hoe, they are surely going to treat you as one. If you come dressed like a lady, that is how they're going to perceive you. If you come dressed like a queen, trust me, we shall bow down for you. And indeed, it is simple, as simple as that. Because what men see is what, monkey see, monkey do. What men see is what they go with. They are visual beings, but we're also visual. That whatever you come, how you come to set or to a workplace, that is how we are going to perceive you. You have to know when to speak, when not to speak. You have to be careful with your words, because they could hurt somebody for a lifetime. So I will stop there, because I have a lot to share.
There's a lot of learning to do with Diana here. Every word that she speaks out, there is a lot of learning to do. But
you.
Time is really against us. And finally, I'll ask you, what has been your most rewarding moment in the film industry?
Yes. My most rewarding moment. Wow. How do I pick out one? I'll say when I get into a space and I have changed somebody's life through my craft. They say, oh, when you acted this, or when you said this, because this is also part of film talking about it. When you said this and this, it changed my life. I was about to do this and I didn't. For example, with a traumatic experience that I had, and I said I really wanted to commit suicide as a woman. I wasn't working. At that point, a lot was happening, you know, and I really wanted to die, but I remembered there are people who have been watching me and believe that I am, whatever I say, they follow it like a gospel. So if I take myself away and it's not even a natural cause, that means I'm denying so many people of, you know, the truth and whatever they pick from what I say. Yeah, so when I get into a bank or wherever it is, and people approach me and they say, you're doing a good job. You're speaking to us.
So many.
Yes, you're inspiring us. You're changing lives out there, especially with now the women program about domestic violence, about even the men, because I get so many men calling in telling me, oh, you're just advocating for women. You don't know what we
Men
go
are
through.
also dying.
And then they open up.
True.
That is very rewarding for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So beautiful. I mean, we cannot stop. We know there are so many questions that we can ask Diana here, but I think we have to let her go. First of all, we are so appreciative that she spared this time to come and speak to us. I believe we've learned a lot of things from her story and journey, life journey, the work that she's doing. Well, maybe we can have her some other time. Diana, we are so grateful. Thank you so much for coming. Lastly, to your fans.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm humbled to be here, Madrine. I would do this over and over again. Trust me. To my fans, if you're there, I want to call them family because we learn from each other in the comment sections. Some find a way of getting my number, calling me, and speaking out, sharing your experiences and things like that. I love you all, and you're all seen, and you're all heard by me. Yes, and let's continue working together like that.
Well, we are so excited and so happy Diana has come through. We appreciate. We don't take this time for granted. These celebrities we see here are very down-to-earth people. I was so excited when Diana responded to my message to come through, and I'm so happy I've met her. She's a very calm person and down-to-earth. Yes. We are happy that she came through, and finally the conversation has come to an end, although we would have pushed further, but time and we have to do some other things. Thank you so much to always coming back to Civic Space TV, Women Rise, to the people that we work with. We are always grateful. See you next week. Bye.